From the very first scene of the preview, it's clear that something has changed. Rip is no longer focused on avoiding conflict. He's no longer willing to sit back and watch his enemies make moves against the ranch. For the first time this season, Rip looks ready to fight back with everything he has. Throughout the season, Rip and Beth have been trying to build a new life in Texas. They left behind years of pain and conflict hoping for a fresh start. But peace has proven impossible. Every step forward has been met with resistance. Rival ranch owners continue to challenge their authority, new enemies keep emerging. And the future of the ranch has never felt more uncertain. The biggest threat continues to come from the Jackson family. What started as a disagreement over land and power has evolved into a full-scale feud. Both sides have suffered losses. Both sides have made mistakes. And now it appears the situation is spiraling out of control. In episode 7, Rip begins to realize that diplomacy is no longer an option. Every attempt at compromise has failed. Every effort to avoid bloodshed has only encouraged his enemies to push harder. For a man like Rip Wheeler, there comes a point when enough is enough. The trailer hints at several explosive confrontations. One scene shows Rip staring down a group of rival ranch hands. Another suggests that someone close to him may be in danger. Fans immediately notice the intensity in Rip's expression. This isn't the calm, calculated Rip we're used to seeing. This is a man preparing for war. Beth, meanwhile, is becoming increasingly suspicious. She notices unusual behavior from people she once considered allies. Conversations stop when she enters a room. Phone calls end abruptly. Meetings take place without her knowledge. To Beth, these aren't coincidences. They're clues. And Beth Dutton has built her entire life around uncovering secrets. As she begins digging deeper, she discovers evidence that someone may be working against the ranch from the inside. The possibility of a traitor sends shockwaves through the Dutton family. Who could it be? How long has it been happening? And what information has already been leaked? The answers could change everything. At the same time, Carter finds himself caught between two worlds. He's no longer the lost kid who first arrived at the ranch. He's grown stronger, more confident, and more independent. But that independence may also lead him into danger. Several scenes in the preview suggest Carter makes a decision without consulting Rip or Beth. Maybe he believes he's helping. Maybe he's trying to prove himself. Or maybe he's simply tired of being treated like a child. Whatever the reason, his actions could place him directly in the path of the season's biggest threat. Fans have already begun speculating that Carter's disappearance becomes the central mystery of episode 7. If true, the emotional impact on Rip could be devastating. Over time, Carter has become much more than a responsibility. He's become family. Rip may not always express his emotions openly, but his actions reveal how deeply he cares. Losing Carter, even temporarily, would hit him harder than almost anything else. And that's exactly what makes this situation so dangerous. Because when Rip is hurt, he becomes relentless. As news of Carter's disappearance spreads, accusations begin flying. The Jackson family immediately becomes the prime suspect. Old grudges resurface. Tensions explode. And the fragile peace that has existed between the rival ranches begins to collapse. Several scenes from the trailer hint at armed confrontations. Vehicles race across open fields. Ranch hands gather in large groups. Weapons are loaded. The atmosphere feels less like a business dispute and more like the opening stages of a war. For Rip, there is only one priority. Find Carter. No matter what it takes. No matter who stands in the way. This determination leads Rip down a dangerous path. Every clue pulls him deeper into the conflict. Every answer raises new questions, and every hour that passes increases the risk that someone will get hurt. Meanwhile, Beth uncovers information that changes her understanding of everything that's happened this season. What if the Jackson family isn't acting alone? What if another powerful force has been manipulating events from behind the scenes? The revelation could explain several mysteries that have puzzled viewers since the premiere. It could also reveal that the true enemy is much closer than anyone realized. Beth's response is immediate. She begins planning her counterattack. Unlike Rip, who responds with action, Beth responds with strategy. She identifies weaknesses. She gathers evidence. She studies her enemies. And then she strikes. The beauty of Beth Dutton's character is that her revenge is never simple. She doesn't just defeat people. She makes them regret crossing her. Episode May 7th feature one of her most brilliant moves yet. While Rip searches for Carter, Beth quietly dismantles the network of people working against the ranch. By the time her enemies realize what's happening, it may already be too late. But even Beth can't control everything, because the episode's final act appears to be building toward a violent confrontation. A confrontation that could change the future of the ranch forever. The trailer repeatedly teases a shocking incident involving gunfire. People are running. Someone screams. Vehicles speed through the darkness. And Rip looks more furious than ever. The big question is simple. Who gets hurt? Many fans believe the victim is connected to Carter's storyline. Others think the shooting may involve one of the Jackson family members.
And some believe Rip himself could be caught in the crossfire. Whatever happens, the consequences will almost certainly carry into Episode 8. As the season races toward its conclusion, the stakes continue rising. The future of the ranch hangs in the balance. Beth is preparing for war. Carter's fate remains uncertain, and Rip Wheeler is closer than ever to becoming the most dangerous man in Texas. The title of this video is, Rip's Revenge, Begins, but episode the 7th of May proved that this isn't just the beginning of revenge. It's the beginning of an all-out battle for survival. And when the dust finally settles, nobody will emerge unchanged. If Rip Wheeler truly unleashes his wrath, the entire Dutton Ranch story could be transformed forever. So buckle up, because episode 7 looks ready to deliver betrayals, shocking twists, emotional heartbreak, and explosive action from beginning to end. And if the preview is any indication, the best, and most dangerous, part of Rip's story is only just beginning. And then there's Carter. Carter has become one of the emotional centers of Dutton Ranch. His relationship with Rip and Beth has slowly transformed from a guardianship into something that resembles a family. But episode the 7th of May put that bond to the ultimate test. Rumors suggest Carter could disappear during a major gathering involving several ranching families. If that's true, the consequences could be devastating. Rip has always been fiercely protective of those he loves. The idea of Carter vanishing could be exactly the spark that ignites Rip's revenge. Imagine the scenario. A celebration is underway. Powerful ranch owners gather under one roof. Beth senses something is wrong. Rip notices unusual behavior from several guests. Then suddenly, Carter is nowhere to be found. Phones go unanswered. Panic spreads. And suspicion immediately falls on the Jackson family. Whether Carter is kidnapped, hiding, or caught in the middle of a dangerous situation, Rip isn't likely to wait for answers. He's likely to take action first and ask questions later. Meanwhile, Beth is fighting her own battle. As always, Beth approaches conflict differently than Rip. Where Rip relies on strength and intimidation, Beth relies on strategy and manipulation. She's been gathering information for weeks. She's been watching her enemies carefully. And episode the 7th of May finally reveal the payoff. The title, Den of Sin, suggests a gathering where secrets are exposed and loyalties are tested. Beth may discover that someone close to the ranch has been feeding information to their enemies. If that happens, the betrayal could be even more damaging than any physical attack. Beth's response would be swift and ruthless. She doesn't simply punish betrayal. She destroys the people responsible. That's why episode 7 could feature one of the most satisfying revenge arcs of the entire season. But the real question remains, how far is Rip willing? Fans of Yellowstone know that Rip Wheeler is capable of incredible violence. When pushed too far, he has always operated according to a personal code. He protects his family, he protects his home, and he never forgets those who threaten either one. If Carter is harmed, or if Beth becomes a target, Rip may cross a line that cannot be uncrossed. The trailer also hints at a possible shooting. Several scenes feature armed men, tense standoffs, and frantic reactions from multiple characters. While the identity of the victim remains unknown, many viewers believe the shooting will serve as the episode's biggest cliffhanger. Could Rip be the shooter? Could he be the target? Or could someone completely unexpected become the victim? No matter the answer, Episode 7 appears ready to raise the stakes dramatically. As the season enters its final stretch, every decision matters. Every alliance matters. Every mistake carries consequences. And with enemies closing in from all sides, Rip Wheeler may have no choice but to embrace the role he has tried to avoid, the role of a man at war. By the end of Episode 7, the landscape of Dutton Ranch could be completely transformed. Friendships may be shattered, families may be divided, and Rip Wheeler's revenge may only be getting started. So what do you think is going to happen in Episode 7? Will Carter really disappear? Will Beth uncover a shocking betrayal? And will Rip finally unleash the full force of his wrath on those threatening his family and ranch? Let us know your theories in the comments below. If you enjoyed this breakdown, be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications for more Dutton Ranch spoilers, previews, and theories. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.